On CountAboutSports.com with Coach Jim Clifton. Coach, coming up to your last regular season weekend, not only that, but senior weekend as well. Talk about facing Sanford and what you expect from them this weekend.
Well, it looked like they were going to be a little bit down this year, and they're right there in the mix for the championship again. They lost a few important people last year, but I don't know if I'd call it a reload, but they're strong. So I expect them to come in here and give us all that we can handle. We tend to play them well for whatever reason. Even last year, we didn't take the series for the first time in several years. We were at their place, but we split on Saturday and then turned around and having an extra inning games and losing 2-1. In the third game, and they were powerful last year. I think we were the only ones that beat them at home in the conference. So, we're expecting to go out and play well, and we play well again this year. Our best record is our home record, and the fans hopefully will come out and support us. And we play well at home, and so I expect us to do well this weekend.
Coach, you'll be recognizing 3 seniors that have done a lot for your program. One of which just breaking the career run scoring record a weekend ago at Mercer. Talk about, as a group, what they've meant to your program.
Yeah, I mean, they were my second recruiting class, and I've known them much longer than just the 4 years they've been here, and they're just top character people and leaders and obviously performers, and it's going to be it was actually last year we were already starting to think about, my gosh, how are we going to replace Courtney? How are we going to replace the other Courtney? How are we going to replace Kara? I mean, they've been starters and main players since they stepped on campus. So yeah, they're great people off the field and make us proud in the classroom. But obviously it's going to be, there's some shoes to fill there next year.
Looking at one of your seniors, Kara Salvo, while she may not have had the offensive numbers that she's had throughout her career in her senior season, her defense is as good as it ever has been. Talk about her versatility defensively, not only at third, but playing behind the plate as well.
Yeah, she's that player that we recruited her as a catcher, and we had an outstanding catcher that she was coming in behind at the time. And she had much more versatility. So she got some catching time because of an injury, and we suffered that year because we didn't have somebody playing third base. So it was one of those things. Her first year, she made all conference as not just the all freshman, but the freshman team, but all conference as a third baseman. And we always laughed about it. If you asked her what her position was that year, she would tell you she was a catcher. And she's a fantastic catcher, still a fantastic catcher. But she's been willing to fill a role, because it's not just that she filled a spot until we could find a third baseman. She's, in my opinion, defensively maybe the best third baseman or one of the best third basemen over the 4 years she's been here. In the conference.
A staple in your outfield in Courtney Price. She can do it with her arm. She reads the ball really well. But offensively, she's done a lot for your team. We mentioned the run scoring record. Overall, when you have a player that's sort of that do-it-all type of player, what message does it give to the rest of the ball club?
Well, it's kind of like I told the girls the other day that some of the things that we like to establish is some of our routine, because then when things aren't going well, you can always fall back on routine. You can fall back on that thing you can count on, your training, what have you. Well, Courtney, and we call her CP, is kind of that routine for the team. We can depend on her being there. I always know that when all else is failing, I've got that kid that is going to make that play, going to make that throw. It's not a lucky play for her.
Right.
I think that's the thing. That some of our most famous plays at the plate, and matter of fact, we've had a couple with Sanford. She's been a part of the last one, and when you have the ball going to CP and you see that runner starting to come around third, you could on several occasions some of the people are looking at me crazy because I'm kind of trying to talk to the coach at third and going send her, because more times than not. Courtney's going to nail her at home, and she's got a solid arm, but her accuracy, just the way her fundamentals are so sound, and she's fun to watch. And she's somewhat unassuming, and it's not until after the play you realize, oh my gosh, she's made this play, that play, over and over again, and she's become just one of the best center fielders in our conference without a doubt.
Coach, you talk about all the time how this game starts in the circle. And one of your seniors in the circle, Courtney Buchanan, wears the team label arguably better than anyone in this program has. What does she give your team, and how have you seen her game improve over her 4 years?
Well, I think it's so difficult for people to understand how hard it is at this level, at the Division I level, and I'm sure it's that way with every sport. But in softball, it's a night and day difference between any other level, and so there's always that transition. And I think it's the toughest transition for a pitcher. Every batter you face, 1 through 9, is the best batter on. You might not see the number 9 hitter level. You probably didn't see for 5 or 6 games when you were playing in high school. And, getting 14, 15 plus strikeouts a game was simple. Here, getting 5 strikeouts is a major accomplishment, and so I think, as time has gone on, she's got into that. She's such a strong and athlete, and and I just to watch her grow from the mental game. I think for anybody that got to nobody really thought much about our win against Virginia Tech when it came to pitching. They probably thought about the starting pitcher, but for those that know the game and realize that she came in that 7th inning and just absolutely blew them away. I mean, it wasn't. It was almost. It almost looked like it wasn't fair. Kind of thing. And she has made so many strides from a physical standpoint, from a softball standpoint, and then she's just, again, I think she's kind of the mama bear on the team, and her presence, I think, is a calming thing for a lot of people, especially when things kind of get a little excited. And she does a great job. She takes care of her kids.
Southern Conference tournament looming almost immediately following play on Sunday. What do you look most from your team this weekend leading into the tournament?
Well, it's something that I think they've been doing better and better, and that is just fighting every pitch. With such a young team, consistency is where you can tell a young team. And when you're talking about, like I did at the start of the season, saying, if we play like freshmen, this should be interesting, but we're going to need our freshmen to step up. Well, I didn't really mean like, okay, they need to make that diving catch, or they got to hit a home run, they got to do those kind of things. They need to act like a Division I seasoned softball player, which means you take the losses in stride. You don't, you don't let up the second game because you won the first game of a doubleheader or in a series, and learn how to close those things out. And we've been up and down on that. Sometimes we came back the next game, and and whether we won or lost, we gave that intensity, because the win and lose part is you just see where you are at the end of it. But there's other times that we haven't, and I just see the team getting better. We went through some adversity that had a major effect on our standings in the conference at the start of our first 2 series. We had some things going on, and I think the way things are going now, that they see that we can beat anybody. And in the tournament, every once in a while you run into somebody a second time, but for the most part, you just need to beat everybody once in the tournament to do well. And I think they realize they can beat anybody, and I think that's where the growth is going. I'm excited for tournament, and I think it's going to be. I think that we're in finals this week, so we're going to get to go into the weekend with Sanford without worrying about finals, and obviously that's something we'll carry over. They'll be a little bit more carefree for being able to go into tournament. So I'm looking forward to a lot of things that'll set up nicely for this team, as young as it is.
Well, Coach, we thank you so much for your time, and we look forward to a fun one on Saturday starting at 3 o'clock.
Thank you very much.